document pinned in the Porsche Cup channel. First laps incidents will be getting double time penalties moving forward. And lastly, please do not use in-game chat. The race will be being streamed by Mike Noss and also by some of our fellow drivers. So please use the Discord to communicate with each other. If you need to get the hold of my attention or another admin, you are allowed to use the game chat, but only for that instance. We do not have anyone serving penalties this evening. So I think that is about it. Feel free to go and use this last few minutes up, and I will see y'all out there. Now remember, we are allowed to form that queue for qualifying, but please do not leave the pit lane before 9 minutes.
Yep, they changed slightly the rules this week, and we are not allowed to leave the pit lane before the 9-minute mark, which is so 1 minute to load setups, which is what they usually honestly do. Why does it show me the pit requirements right now? We won't practice here, so. Hello car, could you kindly produce some traction? I know it's asking much from this thing. Oh yeah, we're probably hitting way too much ABS. Yeah, this thing's still running like stupid numbers ABS. Because I forgot to adjust that in the setup. People are doing 22s already, which is like... They're not slow, but you stretch. I'm up to 25 PSI now. Oh, let's see, how can we take this corner here? Button validated still. Ooh, my front brakes get really cold here. Ooh, hello. Probably gonna run second gear there. There's just too much wheel spin in first. Just stick with fifth. What the hell? I mean, we're probably woefully off the pace. If we can get sub 25, that's gonna be probably good. But I mean, I did lap 23s in the ST, so I would expect me, with little to no practice, so I would expect me to be able to, you know, not get too far off with the cup now here. Question is if they've already driven as fast as they can go. Which is probably not the case. I still fear that curb. But you can in the right totally on it. I need to stand more, I think, on the throttle. Stabilize the car a bit more. Times. Completely forgot this is not a GT3 car for a moment. Expected it to actually, you know, turn. Yeah, we're not even close to 22, Jesus. 24 mid. Don't mean mid, high. Ooh, this is not good. So much oversteer there. Rear tires are quite high under pressure. Probably run a bit more rearward bias. But I have to effectively right now unlearn about 9 hours worth of muscle memory from the McLaren, so and it's irritating because in some ways this car doesn't handle that far from it. Go on, turn. It's weird here when I turn it into the next section. I think that's a relatively regular Porsche schism where it's just when you go off the throttle and off the brake, the thing just wants to kill you. It just constantly needs some sort of an input, otherwise it just dies. It's like a shark, it just has to keep moving. I can take that corner so much faster with 230, like I did last time. And you can brake later, yeah. Still shit time, like only a second of improvement, like that's just not enough. Especially because the car wants to just jerk for some reason so hard sideways. Actually, we're only 1.3 seconds off the pace, but still. I think I owe myself like 2 seconds. Heck, you just keep bleeding now the time as well, that's fun. Just it keeps going down and down and down and down and down and down. Yeah, now it's positive. You're genuinely just shooting down all the way. Come on, give me some gains. I need gains. Not losses constantly. I think I have to drive it with a pulled handbrake in so many corners. Just can't push it. Like, it's stable here, funnily enough. I mean, it has downforce going for it there. Well, in other corners it lacks it. When you have to rely on the mechanical damage. Yes, mechanical damage. Not aero. Even just getting that section right did barely anything in terms of getting me lap time. Where am I losing the lap time again? Like, this track is not that complicated in terms of how many corners there are. Like, where am I genuinely bleeding all the lap time again? You know? I'm the last season's champion. I would like to not lose. Okay, you can just lift there. Well, that's fun. But, like, again, nothing in terms of gains. Oh, there is some. Finally we found some, but, like, that only didn't fuck all in terms of gains, actually.
Green light, go, go, go.
Alright. Okay, so I wanted to close the front ducts one more. Click. They're moving down by a click. We don't have tire values, which is a bit annoying. We'll adjust the brake bias a bit. Rear tire pressure down, front right up a bit. Front left perhaps also up a click. So I think we have it all now. What the hell is right now happening? My steering is pulling to the right. Okay.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
That was really weird. Like, for some reason my steering was pulling to the left while I was driving down the pit lane. But now it's gone again.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Okay, hello car. And we do have to wait for the tires to come up to temperature. Temperature has gone actually up, so I probably did the wrong thing on my tires. Oh, whatever. Maybe I just push on the first flyer. You need to drop to about 235 or something to get through the corner. I still need to figure out where to brake for that corner. It just wants to jerk so hard for some reason out of that corner. I don't get it why it's doing that, and it's costing all the momentum that ever could be built there. to figure out a better line for there. Pretty sure I'm wasting time there. Yeah, he's gained. Whoa, he can run that corner way faster than me. Stewart behind me. He gained like half a second just with one corner. Hello, car. Would you kindly turn? And not die like this. 23-0, but that's not gonna stand long. Because Stewart's pace is just so much faster. Lifted now to avoid the jerk, but like it did not much to improve the lap time. And he's not even the fastest at this point. Like, come on, what am I supposed to do? That was a more stable line and somehow slower. Come on. Half a second around from Pfeiffer. What is another German doing here? This car just loves wiping out any gains you make. And not making any in return either. Like, it's just... like, the precision at this point required to drive this thing is just too high. Like, how the fuck do you set this car up? Way up it area. I have one more attempt effectively at it, but like... I want to follow Pfeiffer a bit for... one of these just to get an idea of what lines they're driving. Sure, I should actually improve my quality times, but like... I don't know. Just slow.
There's a slow car ahead.
Okay, Stewart had actually pinned it up there.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Yeah, he does avoid the curb here, which I think is a wise trap with this car. Yeah, but my car just doesn't stick there! Like, just look at it! This keeps sticking, but mine just went like nope and completely lost control there. Ugh. Again. The car just failed on me again in the braking zone. It's just the way this thing's...
Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to...
I mean, I wasn't even up at all. Like, there just was nothing in there. I just couldn't do anything. The car just doesn't want to do it. It just does not want to fucking stick.
Yellow flag ahead, watch out.
And he proceeded to even improve further this time. He just has super glue on his car. It's like, I don't get it. Where is my grip that the others have in excess? My car just doesn't want... We're as low as it's possible with the rear ride height. You can't change the springs. You can only change the ALBs on this car. Right? You can't change anything else. You can only change ALBs. You can change the ALBs, you can change the ABS setting. Sure, that's gonna help at all to fix how this car handles. Although I have a feeling the car slightly locks actually, which is leading to me having these oversteer jerks suddenly out of nowhere. It's really bizarre how it sometimes happens. The car just suddenly thinks about changing its momentum completely. Right, we're gonna reduce the camber on the rear. Why? Because the tire wear pattern suggests it. And we're gonna increase the camber on the front because how the hell did I just get demoted to theft? Come on. Could have at least kept the fucking P3 there. Instead you fucking tryhards have to take everything from me. Like, I don't have much already. Like, we don't need to rub anything more on my... any more salt into my wounds. Enough of that. What can we do to fix this car's handling? To make it stop just handling like absolute shit. Where it just loses control constantly. We're gonna go up on anti-roll bar on both ends of the car. Why? Because I feel like this thing body rolls way too much and needs to be trimmed in a bit. It just wanders all over the circuit at times. It doesn't tie down when it needs to freaking tie down. It handles like fucking shit. It doesn't stick ever. It's like... Yeah, we're losing like 4/10 in the first sector alone. Actually, my middle sector is competitive. My middle sector is on my fast lap actually competitive. Now that's interesting. My final sector I also lose like 4/10. So that is really interesting stuff. Like, if I actually put my lap together, my main losses are for some reason the first sector. That makes even less sense than before. Also, how is Afonso back up the... this is upside down world at this point, and I'm really confused. They're probably running less wing than me. Which is probably what's happening here today. Pink, not red. No, Jeff confirmed this. These are red fire highs, and the others also agreed with me when we ended the last stream, because you could clearly see it then that they were red. Because they are red. Not doing too well, I guess. I mean, we qualified P5. I just cannot get this car to work. I don't know what I need to do with the setup. There's so little options to do anything with it. Like, I'm just tired at this point how this thing just handles like shit, and I can't extract pace out of it. And obviously we're at Spa again. I would like the PTSD to finally end. At least after another 30 minutes, 35 minutes, it's gonna be over. At least for this year. Porsche Cup is just broken. I don't believe you, because the others get it to work, so, you know. Their cars work, but like mine just doesn't. Mine refuses to do things like, you know, sticking to the bloody road. I'm also like, the funny thing is, I looked briefly on my... how I'm doing sectors-wise, and like... My second sector is actually competitive. I'm nearly there with the other guys. The others have good... Yeah, that's my fucking point. What do I need to do on the setup to get it to work? What setup do I need? I want to have a good setup, so like... so I can actually get this car to work. On the other hand, you can't even change that much on the Porsche Cup setup. Car's basically... comes with a really locked down setup. No spring changes, no... You can change the anti-roll bar, which I decided to, for this race, tighten now. Like, we're running a stiff anti-roll bar now, compared to qualifying. Because I'm just throwing shit at this point at the wall and seeing what sticks. That's the more difficult question to answer. I don't have any... I had setups actually for the old 991 Porsche Cup car. I had some old Coach Dave, so that one, or I think... perhaps the other setup shop guy? Whatever. In any case, I had some setups for that one, but like, I don't have any for the new one. So I'm like, I'm just... The thing is, the car works fine in the wet, and like in the dry, I just can't perform with it. Which is really frustrating to deal with. Like, I just can't get it to bite. God damn it. That's the more... even people you overtake without effort struggle with this car. Yeah, even without effort don't struggle with this car. Yeah, that's the fucking point! Why am I so shit with it all of the sudden? Especially because I hopped the first time into this car and I won immediately. Why can't I perform in the dry? This makes no sense. Why am I good in the wet and on the dry? But yeah, well, as I was saying, like, I'm 8/10 of pole. I have basically the same sector 2 time. I'm 10th off, yeah, another 10th off. But I'm 4 to 5/10 down in sector 1 and sector 2 each. In sector 2 and sector 1 and sector 2 on this track are like basically just straights. So something weird is happening here. I'm not running lowest wing as possible, but I don't want to die. Like, lowest wing's probably gonna kill me immediately. Let's run 5 ABS here at the start. Let's see what we can do here and perhaps salvage a result out of this. Because I'm tired at this point. Like, there's only one dropped score and I need to finally start performing again on it. I need to at least get a podium here tonight, otherwise this championship run is basically dead already in the water. We've got some salvaging to do. Come on, why are you driving so slow?
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
It's a lift there, couldn't get the run, but the guy behind me has the run on me.
Car on the left.
Oh, come on, you fucking dipshit!
We have some light damage at the rear of the car.
And that's all the fucking race gun for me, because the guy closed the door on me despite me being there already. Fuck off, dude. Like, it's not like I'm having enough of a shit experience because the car just can't work underneath me. No, you have to take me out additionally. Like, I have to push because you had a shit previous corner and the guy behind me is attacking me now. Obviously gonna attack you, and you can just give me enough room that I live. Feels like you're missing the braking, but then the car also doesn't make corner really either. Because at times this car feels like it's built around having TC, because it's like sometimes just randomly lets go on the rear end and just unsticks. Oh, that's at least 2 less cars I have to overtake. Yeah, how much damage did I actually incur? 5 seconds, not bad. Less than 5 seconds, I think about 4.5. Considering somebody just T-boned my rear wheel, that's not too bad. Yeah, but look, at Nürburgring I at least started at the back of the field and could make up ground. This time around I started like 10 seconds behind the field effectively. The field is already spread out, I can't even use lap 1 effectively.
Car on the left.
I mean, sure, people like this exist, which like I can pass like they're standing still. Like, it's like the best we can get is like a 5th out of this now. Because how much stupid ground you have to make up at this point. I need to stay second there. Classic oversteer there. It looks like I can't even catch P7 anymore because P7 is faster than me. I'm not making inroads. Mate, I mean, you're American, you can't really go to the doctor, but seriously, if you can't get any sleep whatsoever, that's not good. Get some rest. No, he's running the fuck away. You're wrong about it. Like, it's so Jova. And my car's again malfunctioning. It's refusing to fucking work again. Are you letting me by here? I don't get it. Mid 23s, we need low 23s, it's not sub 23. I mean, pull time was a low 22, so we need to get something closer to that. It's cold after all now.
There's a car accident in lane.
Any gains I make are likely eradicated by the next corner. Literally, Alma's fighting someone and I'm still not gaining on them. Such a fucking joke. Oh, come on! Just bobbles around instead of fucking staying on the fucking track, this piece of garbage can. And now we have a backmark who thinks he needs to perform in front of us. Although he is not actually driving slowly all of a sudden, so that's fun. But I just do not want to bother with fighting people who, like, don't belong to race against. Where are you going?
Slow car ahead.
am clocking in one of my fastest laps ever. What are the people in front of me doing? Pulling away! God, I love it! It's so enjoyable. And then, okay, my car just killed the entire lap, whatever. Come on, turn for this shitty corner. But yeah, P5 is just completely and utterly disappearing again on front. Like, this should have been my opportunity to have a decent result, and like, the SDF had to fucking ruin it. Mark my words, if I ever get side by side with him again, he's not gonna get a fucking inch given to him. Rail is in the pits now. Well, it should have been half a second faster and a sub 23, but like it just refused to come together. He's not literally closing the left, he's closing another. Fiction scene. Well, I'm not really catching up with the guys. I'm kind of, but like also not. It's only a 35-minute race, so like I'm not catching at any reasonable rate. On the other hand, we do have to do our mandatory pit stops. So I should be considering doing an undercut on the cars in front of me right now. To get them out of the way. Come on, turn. Yeah, again, like I made literally no ground up last lap. Come on, you piece of shit. Just nothing. It's like, what the fuck's going on again? God, I fucking love this shit game. Just no inroads whatsoever. My lap times are the same when there clearly should be gains being found. No, nothing happens. Fuck all. And sub 23s? Nope. Your opponents will do 22s and 23s instead. So you don't make any ground up. That would be like, you know, too much fun. To recover actually what you lost. Rightfully should be mine. Okay, 60 actually up the hill makes sense somehow. I don't know why, but it works somehow. It's faster this time around. Makes no goddamn fucking sense.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
That's one less car to overtake. Still doesn't get me Alba any closer. Just keeps running away. And Pfeiffer's like literally 17 seconds up the road. Just thanks. I know the STF is the fucking leader. So he's just completely escaped in the front. When I should have had a chance here to fight for something. I mean, I would have probably not had the pace really, but like, you know, I can just place my car. No way. I already built a snowman. He last second decided to not come in. Yeah, there's the 4 seconds of damage. We don't take damage and we don't even take repairs. Fuel on the other hand, we need about, it says 11 liters. Sure, how much we're consuming per lap? About 2.6. So yeah, now we're gonna take about 14 liters then. Finish this race off. I have 15, come on. Don't be too shy of the fuel numbers. Or maybe my problem is that I'm running too little fuel in this season. Last season with my confidence I was just running more fuel. It's just... it makes no goddamn sense why you would go from winning to just not being anywhere. From one race to the other. Come on, jacks up. I'm using right now the microphone on my VR headset. I do have a standalone microphone, but I don't use it for VR for racing streams. I use them for when I'm streaming on desktop.
Mandatory stop is like here. Come on, go, go, go.
Right, I made a fucking single second up on Alma. Fonzo is also like 15 seconds up in front of us. It's like everything is working out great for us.
Flag in sector 2.
The brakes! Come on, you fucking dipshit! Piece of fucking garbage. Why does the car not want to slow down for that corner? Oh hey, he spun! Fuck you. Get wrecked. Nah, he doesn't deserve it. He didn't do anything compared to the others. You know, like the people are literally 15 seconds ahead of me because they got a massive head start from me being crashed out.
Car is entered in the pits, watch out.
Oh, it's invalidators, but like not anything further. Hello, car, would you kindly just stop sliding over all four tires and just stick to the fucking road a bit? Adhesion. I know, foreign concepts. Fuck, I just spoke about it! Should be more quiet. It's 1 in the morning. No, actually it's 2 in the morning at this point. And it's like... It's 2 in the morning, I don't need to wake the rest of the people in this house up. This is fine. We have 2.6 seconds on the car behind. We can just salvage this to the finish line. We don't need to fucking push. I mean, it would be nice if this car, like, doesn't try to murder me right now. Oh hey, thank you for just running completely off the circuit there. Because again, it refused to adhere to the circuit. The lack of adhesion from these tires is just massive. I wasn't even considering that part. I like get P5 or I don't get P5, but like, you know, it's kind of out of my hands, depending on how high he's up the road. I think I had passed Junior though before I had pitted. Quite a bit before actually, I think. With one of the first cars I think I overtook. But surprising, I think I remember him being relatively fast. I don't know, maybe I'm mistaking him for someone else. I think there's also another driver that hasn't pitted, because the STF was, I think, leading before. And, well, he kind of isn't. And the other 2 fast guys are definitely up there, so... come on, for fucking sake, stop. Stick. Already, just stick to the no, stop. Stick. Stick to the fucking road, you piece of garbage. Yeah, as long as I don't lose the position right now to Stuart behind, because my car keeps disintegrating itself. Man, Elmo dropped far back. He lost like 24 seconds with his spin. Or he must have spun it again, because he's just... I mean, I lost about 10 seconds or so with my spin at the start of the race. You know? Yeah, they're doing 22s there, Pfeiffer. Also... It's nice that there's another fucking German that decided to ruin my party here. You know, I claimed this American league as mine. You don't get to steal my Americans from me. You can find some other league that runs at a stupid time slot. Maybe you find some Brazilian or something, it's probably easier. I don't know, maybe, or worse. Probably worse. But yeah, I said that I need podiums if I want to have any fucking chance at the championship, and like, we're not doing that tonight, that's for sure. How much time is actually left in this race? Because... come on, stick already. Yeah, P2 definitely hasn't pitted yet. Which would suggest that P1 hasn't pitted either. Although P2 holds the fastest lap, so... no, P5 holds it. I think P2 held it for a while. Oh, no, that can't be it. Damn. Yeah, that's my point, like... I already claimed this league for the wicked and reasonable time German. We don't need more of them. Not for position, that's for sure. It's a mapped car actually, because I know the gap to the current road. Yeah, the others still haven't pitted, and there's only 4 minutes left on the clock. I mean, you're not gonna get away with not pitting, because that's a 130-second time penalty. You can't just walk that one off. And we finish on the same lap as you, so it's like, you can't do anything, it's only... I think there's 2 drivers that haven't pitted, it's not just one. 130. An undone pit stop is 130, at least on a normal circuit. I don't know if Spa has different numbers, probably not. For this, I know Spa has different numbers for unserved drive-through penalties, because you do get here 80 seconds instead of 30 if you have an unserved drive-through. While on every other track you get 30 for not having your drive-through served at the end of the race, which on a lot of tracks is not really an improvement of a deal, but you know, not bad. Most tracks are at about 30 seconds for the drive-through. Actually, I'm closer to like 25 roughly. The pace is just nowhere. We found, and they're just completely annihilating me pace-wise. Like, how has this happened? How am I like, yes, I lost like 10 seconds with my spin, but like, how am I losing against the other guys like a second per lap now, when previously I was winning, running away with like a second per lap? Who's texting me now? Mr. GT3. Yeah, Junior is now pitting, so we're getting now finally up to P5. Which is sorrow affair this race is. I just want to be good again, that's the simple answer. It would be nice if we have some more rain races, because I probably will clap people again finally. But it also, I would just like to have a car that functions in the dry. Which is, I think, something someone has said before, that they want a car that functions in the dry when they have a car that functions in the wet. But like, for some reason this car does not work in the dry. I can't get it to perform. In the wet I dominate. But even then, at the Nürburgring, I was still competitive, so it's just like, nothing makes sense. Why all of a sudden are my opponents so much better? Have they secretly applied like a fucking weight ballast to me? Because at this point, like, I feel like gaslit this. But last season they were losing as well, like, it's just... I mean, I had only one race in the dry last season with Nürburgring, and I didn't get a quali lap in. But in the race I performed really well and got up to P2. And if I hadn't started from the back, I would have even been able to fight for the win, because the pace was just about fast enough. But not fast enough to close the gap back down. But like now, I have both Hungaroring and here just not had any pace. Since coming out of the pits, I've lost like 2-3 seconds to the car in front. And it's Alfonso again. Someone who like historically hasn't been at all competitive in the slightest. Right, Church hadn't pitted yet and he's coming in. So we're actually gonna finish P4. Considering how disastrous this race has been. Thank you for putting fuel alarm warning over Delta, but that doesn't matter because I'm 6/10 down to my fastest. Which suggesting I'm going fucking slow, so. But yeah, for some reason I'm locking into that one corner seemingly a bit. But on the other hand, I can't trust the car. If I move the brake bias backwards, it's probably gonna spin in some other corner on the circuit. And no, I'm not adjusting the brake bias corner by corner. That is just bullshit and will kill you. Because you will forget to adjust it. Brake bias is there to adjust in the middle of the stint, to adjust to the handling of the car. Not to adjust corner by corner. Yes, you can do this. Yes, it will make you perhaps a bit faster. But that is for when you go sweat, sweat, sweat esports tier. And not just, we're driving some Porsche Cups here in a medium competitive league. In a league where I can win. I should not need to adjust my brake bias corner by corner. That's not gonna make the fucking difference. It just gives you a tenth or two. Doesn't do anything. It doesn't remove like the second that I'm back for some reason. That's something systemic.
Take it easy, deep lap.
I mean, even that corner, yeah, sure, if I don't lock up there, it would probably be better off and have faster lap times, but you know. Is it gonna make the difference that I'm actually down on the opponents? No? Okay, fine. Like, it gets me, like, nothing at all. I mean, sure, we can actually try it out, you know, right now. Session is still online, I have a Delta. Although the tires are relatively dead. So let's run massively more rearwards bias. 1.3 into the corner. And 1.4 out of it. We literally lost a tenth. Oh, that's extra fun. Although, yeah, let's be gracious and say that you can gain like 2-3 tenths in there. I'm just having the brake bias correct. But then you probably die in this corner here on the other hand. It's like, thanks. Gladly appreciate how shit this car is. I would like to say that the old one is more reliable, but then again I remember some races that I did with that one and that went very south as well. There have been races with the old one that were good, and there were races that were utter shit with it. Yeah, I think the tires at this point are dead, which is why I'm losing so much ground. But obviously the fun part is that my opponents don't experience tire wear again, which is, you know, great. I love that when that happens. When my opponents ignore the fact that tires need to wear out. It's just also some reoccurring theme that's just frustrating to work with. Because you can't do shit about it. It's like they just seem to never drop pace off. And it's like, thanks. Oh, thank you that you teleported me so I can't even check my fucking tire numbers. I don't even know how badly worn down they were. Thanks, game. Thanks. I fucking love you. Thank you. For the... Oh, actually, I do have numbers. Yeah, I did not lose them somehow, despite that it teleported me at the end of the session, because I know that I ran tire set 2 for the entire race. And I do have a tire set 2 here, list the numbers of it, which, you know, don't look like some fucking galactic stuff. It's like they're slightly worn fronts, the rears are slightly more worn, there's a bit of drop off due to the camber, but that's all fine. Nothing out of the ordinary, the tires are all fine. It's just nothing makes sense. Why does this thing handle like fucking dog shit? It just doesn't make fucking sense. I just, like, I would love to love the Porsche in general, also on GT3, but it's like, it is just a fucking second job to get this thing to work on a week by week basis. And like, why should I bother with that? If I can just, you know, load up any other car, like for example the McLaren or the BMW M4 in, well, perhaps not this livery. What do we have here in terms of liveries? Right, this one. BMW M4, and you just perform with it. And why do you want to drive anything else? I can load up the 720S and 570S and have fun. The Alpine works as well. Whoa, how many Alpine liveries I have laying around here? I need to clear those out. So It's always difficult to find mine. There it is. Here's the cute boy. Why would I bother driving these shit boxes if they just, you know, kill me on a week-by-week basis? I'm just tired of it, honestly. Like, there's nothing major I'm doing wrong. There's just nothing I can do really to stop this car from being so fucking nut. And like, I don't have enough time to just... I mean, technically I do, but also I don't have the time to get these cars. Spend like hours on end just getting these cars set up and trimmed in. I don't have that time, but also I do. It's frustrating. Okay, Donington, which is happening in 6 days, will have full LFM BOPs. I downloaded the file today. In addition, the Lexus, Jag, Aston V12, and Nissan GTR will all receive minus 40 kilograms, and everyone here gets a free car switch on top. Race the cars you want to race, not the ones you have to because of the BOP. Alright, that's fun. What is the BOP numbers actually for Donington? Let's check those. Oh, there it was, Donington. Alright. Which colors get the most reduction? Actually, the McLaren only gets 9 kilograms reduction. Actually gets 9 kilograms reduction. What? The Audi gets 35 kilos added. It's like... Okay. The M4 gets 40 kilos added. Jesus. Okay. Like, my 720S would have actually been less competitive there. That's interesting. Well, I don't know. Run next week in another Spa race. Wait, Yuki streamed with us as some Euro Truck Simulator? Well, they're offline now, so... That's unfortunate, I missed that. I was busy doing assignments and, like, stuff. I did finally figure out how to solve the one assignment. Although, I guess I figured out there's always the fucking catch that, like, you think you figured a way out of doing something and then it will suddenly turn out like, no, you approached this completely fucking wrong and we'll give you 0 credit for this shit. Gotta love it. So. Us two drove roughly 19 hours. Right, let's tie the stream up at this point. Yes. Whoa, what happened? Yes. What happens? What was the conversation there? I was typing something into Discord, replying to a teammate who asked me for the liveries files for Porsche because they're running another spa 24 hours next week. I'm definitely not doing that because want to do some IRL stuff and also doing the V4H. But yeah, V4H will have LFM BOP, and I read through the LFM BOP for Donington briefly, where I found out that the R rate it gets on that track 35 kilograms weight ballast and the M4 40 kilos, while my OP720S somehow gets 9 kilogram reduction. Sure, we're gonna just take that. Like, I mean, I would have liked to find, because I haven't had any experience on the LFM BOP. I'm not really drive LFM. I should probably to get some experience on the BOP because every league is gonna run it. So it would have been nice to get some experience on driving the car with some heavy nerves on tracks that it usually wasn't competitive than before. But, you know, I've driven on tracks it wasn't particularly competitive before, and I've been fine-ish. I mean, Kyalami wasn't that good, but yeah, that was about that. And I guess Donington would have been a similar story, like Kyalami was in V-Track. Right. But the main race tonight wasn't particularly great. Got taken, kind of taken. It's like, I mean, I did die. He was trying to close the door on me. I did then open it slightly again. I shoved my nose and a bit in there, and yeah, the door fell shut on me, and I spun on the door. My front bumper collided with his door, and I spun. And that's just annoying. Because that wasn't the first lap. I was up to P3 after having only qualified 5th. I was effectively forced into that corner to go a defensive line, and he broke a bit early, so I tried something, and it didn't work out. Cost a bunch of time. And we did recover back to P4, but we just had nothing against the guys in front of us. They just had so much more pace than us. I mean, sure, I burned about 10-15 seconds at the start there due to that incident, but like, they still disappeared into the distance. They still had like a second per lap on me, and it's just, I just can't get this car to work. I might not get P7, he's pulling away, gets P4. Well, yeah, I mean, granted, some of these guys just literally drove into walls in front of me. They made my job kind of easy. In some ways. Still, I don't quite know why we ended up actually in P4. Prior to the pit stop, we were... he was P6... Elmo was P6, I think, prior to the pit stops. If I remember correctly. Elmo was in P6 prior to us coming in. Alfonso, I think, had already pitted, so technically we were already one position down in the pit cycle. I don't know. But definitely, Elmo at most was P5, I think. And then then obviously Elmo was putting up a hard fight for me. It's just, he suddenly decided that he wanted to visit the fall, and that just made my life a lot easier. Right. But yeah. I mean, it's not good. It's just, you know, if I hadn't won last season, this would be a good result. That's the entire thing. It's like, this would be a reasonable, okay result if I hadn't actually been winning previously. It would be nice. Because it's just, it makes no sense, and that is the most infuriating part of this entire thing. You know? And it's weird, but like, the thing that annoys me is that it doesn't make logical sense, and my brain just goes angry mode due to that. Like, the Vulcan's logic has been violated, and I go back to feral mode. God, I don't know if anybody at this point knows Star Trek anymore to get anything of this reference. Right. I mean, no, the STF is not gonna appreciate how much annoyed I was with him, but you know, it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. I'm not gonna report them for it. Not just because it's not worth it for me. It's just, it's also in general just not worth my time. And I think there's, without looking at the replay, there's probably a good argument to be made that I was too far behind. Was still behind at the turning point. So you know, let's be real. Like, there can probably be made an argument, and at that point, it's just like, why do I want to entertain that? You know, the bigger frustration is that I was in this position rather than what happened actually. Because, you know, it didn't really change the result of the race, funnily enough. Because, you know, I would have been slower than them and they would have passed me anyway. So, you know. The order in which we ended up in didn't probably change at all. Right. Okay then. Good night. Bye bye. See you tomorrow for the multi-class championship, where we also have to kind of sort of weekly. I was definitely slower than the guys in P1 to 3. Right? Or the STF, Afonso, and Pfeiffer. They were all faster than me. The rest of the grid we can definitely argue I was faster than. And I will concede this point to you. In part for simplicity's sakes, but you know. You take some, you know, some. In any case, but yeah, they were definitely faster than me, no questions asked. But what was my point otherwise? But yeah, we're gonna be back for the multi-class championship tomorrow. Where are we running even that one? Yeah. Good question. Next question. Where are we even running this championship in? Multi-class Mondays. What track are we going to this time? It is, well, we've raced at the Glen already. Last time. We're going to Monza. With the Alpines. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of pain. On the other hand, the only drivers that are competitive in the series are Alpine, so it's like the entire dynamic of GT4 has been just so utterly broken due to the Alpine being so overpowered that it's like, hey, you can show up with the Alpine and still at Monza and still have no issues because, you know, the rest of the grid is also an Alpine, so it's like it doesn't matter that you don't have top speed because no one has top speed. And if everyone is super, no one is super. That's how the Alpine works. And that's how that car kills the entire class. Yeah, P1 pulled 9 seconds from you. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I think I lost about like 10, 12, 13 seconds at most with the spin. So the rest is just me being slower than them. When there's clear evidence of them running 22s when I was not able to peak past the 23s. And especially towards the end of the race, I was struggling to just stay in the 24s. So that's how bad it got at the end. Yeah, I can't get this car to work, and it's really frustrating. In any case, right. Tomorrow will be Alpine Day again. Let's see if we get beaten this time around, you know. They've been faster than me each round as well. It's just they couldn't put a race together so far to actually beat me. I can still, when push comes to shove, put in a slightly faster quality time. And when push comes to shove, I can also just long run a consistent pace that is, you know, not really faster than them, but fast enough that they aren't passing me. So, you know, they keep within like a second or 2 seconds, but like they can't do anything about it. But it's a bit stressful. Right. And yeah, that will happen. We shall see that. In any case, now for real this time, good night, bye bye.